We should be live, and if we are, you're listening in to the 2013 Ontario Baseball Association Minor Peewee A Championship Bracket Draw. My name is Ken Babcock, President of Baseball Oshawa. We're excited to be hosting our association, hosting with Scott Arbuthnot and his minor Peewee team and volunteers from the association as well, the 2013 OBA Minor Peewee Championships. So welcome to Oshawa, welcome to Durham College, our host venue. We appreciate Durham College's support, and Scott Dennis's technical support from Durham College here as their sports information director, making this possible. We have a few people to introduce before we get going, but before we do, got a quick plug. Mike Arsenault, a former Oshawa minor baseball grad, has penned a book. He's now an author. Mike Arsenault penned a book, 60 feet 6 inches, so a shameless plug here since we are on the internet and on the World Wide Web. Mike's done a great job in certainly recognizing baseball Oshawa in the realm of his book, but he wrote a book about his experiences growing up trying to be a baseball player and put it in the third person, and it's available at any Chapters location or quality bookstore near you. 60 feet 6 inches by Mike Arsenault. So we'll get started here for the draw. Everyone wants to know who they're playing. Labor Day weekend is the site, Lakeview Park, Jim Lutton Legion Field, Ted McComb Field, and Lakeview Park #2 are the host sites, and we're very excited to be hosting this year's championships. With us tonight, if we could pan around to my right, with us is a longtime member of the OBA and certainly a lifetime member of OBA, former president of the OBA, former president of the EOBA, and certainly still a member of the Eastern Ontario Baseball Association, the host association for this year's championships. With us tonight as a scrutineer, he'll be doing the actual draw to verify and validate out of the box, or out of the bucket. We use actually for baseball, use a bucket. With us as well to validate is Scott Arbuthnot, host, coach for the minor Peewee Legionnaires, Scott. His son Carter is also here to make sure things are on the up and up. And also joining us from the Clarington Orioles, participating this year in the second representative from the EOBA as well, is Gary Rogers from the Clarington Orioles, and his son Jake. Also, they'll be taking part in the actual start of the draw. But before we start, I'm going to pass things over to our scrutineer, Jim Lutton, who will start to, first of all, hold up the team sheets that will eventually go into the bucket, so we verify those. They'll be folded, placed in the bucket lid will be shut, and then with the assistance of both Carter and Jake from Oshawa and Clarington here, we'll shake up the bucket and shake up the ballots, and then we'll begin the actual draw. The draw behind me is how it'll work. We're drawing for games 1 through 6. The first ballot out of the bucket will be game 1, first competitor. The second ballot out will play that first team in game 1, and so on. The next third and fourth will be game 2, fourth and fifth, and game 3, and so on until the bracket's completed. Game times are already set. The draw will be completed tonight, and then eventually an email schedule will go out from the host to each of the participating teams. And as well, this will be taped and then replayed on YouTube for anybody who missed it or would like to check out the great star helpers we have in Carter and Jake here tonight, so their teammates can watch, or anybody else who would care to watch. It'll be available on YouTube, and that link will be available as well. So without further ado, we're going to get started. I'm going to move away. Camera's going to move in now. Mr. Jim Lutton's going to take over. He'll show and present each of the actual team draws and their logo and the ballot that will go in the bucket for the official draw. You just hold it up straight. Bloordale Bombers are the first team to go in the bucket. Next up is the Guelph Royals, representing the Inter-County Baseball Association. Bloordale represents the Toronto Baseball Association. Next up, representing the WCBA is the Chatham Diamonds. Next to go in the bucket, representing the Niagara District Baseball Association, is the St. Catharines Cobras. Next up, from the Eastern Ontario Baseball Association, the Clarington Orioles. Next up, also representing the Inter-County Baseball Association, the Kitchener Panthers. Representing the York Simcoe Baseball Association, the Vaughan Vikings. Representing the Central Ontario Baseball Association, COBA, the Oakville A's. Representing the Hamilton District Baseball Association, the Hamilton Cardinals. Representing the London and District Baseball Association, the North London Nationals. The host from the Eastern Ontario Baseball Association, Oshawa Legionnaires. And the 12th team, rounding out the 2013 OBA Minor Peewee A Championship from York Simcoe Baseball Association, the Barrie Red Sox. So those are your 12 teams. Their logo ballots are now in the bucket, all 12. And one small moment, certainly this is the second year of a 2-year bid. Oshawa has hosted the Minor Peewee A Championships, last year hosting as well, and this is year 2, so we're very excited about that. Mr. Letton will put them in the bucket, close the lid, and we need the help of both Jake and Carter from the Oshawa Legionnaires and the Clarenton Orioles to come up and assist Mr. Letton in shuffling up the ballots. So hang on the lid tight, turn it upside down, turn it around, shake it up. Come on, you do better than that. Let's go. Feel those muscles. Turn it upside down, spin it around. One more time. This is a big deal here. Turn it upside down, roll it around, stand on your head. One more time. There we go. Spin it around again. Perfect. Carter and Jake, thanks so much for being our official helpers. Now direct our attention and zoom in a little closer at the front. The draw first team out will be game 1, and we'll move along accordingly. Our first team out. Representing COBA, the Oakville A's. Oakville's opponent in game number 1 will be the Barrie Red Sox. Game number 2. The Guelph Royals. Their opponent will be the Clarenton Orioles. Game 3, the St. Catharines Cobras. And their opponent, the Kitchener Panthers. Game 4. The Vaughan Vikings. Their opponent, the Bluerdale Bombers.
Two together.
There you go. Game 5. The Chatham Diamonds. Their opponent, the Oshawa Legionnaires. And Game 6, the North London Nationals versus the Hamilton Cardinals. That rounds out our 6 games for opening day of the 2013 Ontario Minor Peewee Baseball Championship in Oshawa. Game 1, Oakville versus Barrie. Game 2, Guelph versus Clarington. Game 3, St. Catharines versus Kitchener. Game 4, Vaughan versus Bloordale. Game 5, Chatham versus Oshawa. Game 6, North London versus Hamilton. All games will take place at Lakeview Park in Oshawa, right on the shores of Lake Ontario. Beautiful facility. The main diamond, Jim Lutton Legion Field, as well as Ted McComb Field and Lakeview Park number 2 will be the host site. Just a tremendous facility, great roster of teams competing, and we're very excited about hosting the 2013 championships. The official tournament draw will be placed with these teams in it, and the official draw will be sent out by email very shortly. Look for that before tomorrow at noon. But you have your games and slots. They're not any different than the schedule that went out. So best of luck to all 12 teams, and to Oshawa for hosting. We thank them. Thanks to our guests for being here tonight, Jake and Carter from both Oshawa and Clarington, and to Gary, a coach from Clarington, and certainly Scott Arbuthnot, who deserves a great deal of credit for all the work he's put into hosting this year's OBA Championships. Mr. Lutton, thanks for being our scrutineer and ambassador once again. Fine job, and only tore 1 ballot this year, so that's a good effort. And to Scott Dennis and his assistants here at Durham College, have a great night and good luck at the 2013 Ontario Minor Peewee Championship.